Hi everyone, welcome back to round 2 of Modern FNM here at GameSwap, brought to you by Top Deck Productions. So, we do have the same player back, Tristan Molina on Jund, but that is because he's playing against quite a spicy deck here. Mono Green Belcher, piloted by Logan Herbers. So, we wanted to feature this Belcher deck. Unfortunately, it happened to be paired against the same person who won on our first camp, but that's no matter. You know, Jund is a competitive deck in the format, so we'll see if Mono Green Belcher can go against it.
Yeah, I know way too much about this deck, this Mono Green Belcher deck, because a friend of mine, his name is James, every time we are playing together on Cockatrice, he only plays this deck against me to troll me, and I usually just concede, because it's just super annoying. So the deck is, what it's doing, it's playing like 5 or 6, maybe even 7 basic forests, and you pull them all out of your deck with cards like Caravan, Vigil, and stuff like that, to search for a basic land. So you're pulling out of all the lands out of your deck, like all 7 of them, so that when you resolve a Goblin Charbelcher, it'll most likely kill your opponent when it taps.
Right.
What's cool about the deck is that...
Can we get Charbelcher up on screen for anyone who isn't familiar with it?
Sure, yeah. It's really a legacy archetype. There's another way to play it in Modern, too, with the card Endless Horizons, but I think this list is a lot better than the Endless Horizons version. Anyway, so you pull out of the lands out of your deck, because there's only like 7, and then you actually make mana with like basically every mana thing conceivable. You have Birds of Paradise, Wall of Roots, Utopia Sprawl, all that stuff. And then you search for Goblin Charbelchers and more lands with Ancient Stirrings. Ancient Stirrings is really the best card of the deck. But yeah, that's the whole point of it.
So Tristan gets a view at his opponent's hand here. We see 2 Worm Coils, and I think that's a ramp spell there.
Sure. Yeah. So the other cool thing is that if you aren't winning with Goblin Charbelcher,
what was that spell that went to the graveyard? Do you recognize it?
That's a Caravan Vigil.
Okay.
Yeah, that card says get a land, and if you have a Morbid trigger, I think it
goes right into play. Yeah.
Right.
So Logan did draw a Rampant Growth, which will get him another forest in play.
So the cool thing about this... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I wonder, do we think Tristan knows what he's playing against here from a look at that hand? He probably assumes
he probably thinks it's like Mono Green Tooth and Nail or something.
Oh, yeah, something like that, yeah.
But yeah, so what the deck does, it's cool because you can combo with the Charbelcher, or you can just play like this sick, as we saw the Worm Coils, like you just play this sick ramp fatty game.
Yeah.
The deck actually, most people play Chancellor of the Tangle just to make green mana early and ramp faster, and since you don't have lands, sometimes having that turn 1 green mana is helpful. But people play Chancellor of the Tangle, but then like on turn 4, turn 5, they just can hard cast them and put out these like, you know, this whatever, a 6/7 Vigilance Reach or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see a Worm Coil next turn here. He's got Traverse for another forest.
Yeah, that's why this deck is really pretty cool. I've actually told James to bring it to a tournament before because like he usually plays Jeskai Control or Merfolk. And like he like refuses to bring Mono Green Belcher to a tournament, but I think it's really a good deck.
Can Jund beat back-to-back Worm Coils? I mean, I doubt it.
That's the thing. I mean, you know, no, it can't. That's the honest answer. Even a Maelstrom Pulse here would only, you know, kill both Worm Coils, but leave him with 6 things.
Yeah.
Like if he had double Maelstrom Pulse, he could do it, or like Maelstrom Pulse plus Kolaghan's Command would be okay. But it's like really hard to deal with.
Well, Tristan, we'll get one shot at the Worm Coil. So he has Lily of the Veil here, and I don't think Logan can discard his land. He has to have this 6 land since his deck is so land-like. There's no way he's going to just draw an untapped land.
Right.
So that will deal with one of the Worm Coils pretty efficiently.
Sure.
He can probably beat 1 just with the removal, but
yeah, you can beat 1 with like just K Command plus Maelstrom Pulse. But
yeah.
So Lily is okay.
Does Maelstrom Pulse hit both of the tokens?
Yeah, it hits both. They have the same name. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, it's one of the only real ways. Like without Maelstrom Pulse, Jund has a really tough time with Worm Coils.
All right, so we will see the Worm Coil here, and this does mean that Logan will also have to discard the card he drew for this turn, which was a Search for Tomorrow. So he's probably not too sad to see that one go, but just another advantage of playing Lily on that turn.
So I actually, the version that my friend plays, he actually doesn't play Search for Tomorrow. He plays, I mean, maybe Logan also has these, but he plays more Dorks, like Wall of Roots and Birds, because they actually turn out to be great blockers, which the deck usually has to block a couple of times to get to the Belcher. But Search for Tomorrow seems fine too.
Yeah. I'm surprised that, I guess, I mean, Tristan definitely wanted the last card out of Logan's hand, but he could have actually cleanly dealt with the entire Worm Coil that turn by minusing Liliana and then terminating it or abrupt decaying or fatal pushing one of the
yeah, using the
tokens.
sack definitely seems better there.
So he will get his worms here from the terminate. And Tristan does have the capability of dealing with both of these, actually. So quick work of this first worm coil. Pretty good leg up for John. So this is it.
I think that's Lay of the Land, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
it's one. It's just one of the 1-drops that gets.
No, it costs 5.
Oh, this might be this is probably the Clash.
Recross the pad.
Yeah, I think that's the one that has Clash.
So he gets to draw like every card in his deck basically, or he gets like filtered. Well.
Yeah. So what it does, yeah. So it's a Clash. So you do this weird, yeah. It's a 3-drop. That's right.
So he won the Clash, so he gets to do it.
Yeah.
The card returns to his hand. Well, that's not very good against Liliana, but
no. Did we see a Wall of Roots revealed off the top there?
I didn't pay much attention. I saw some Nissa's Pilgrimages, a Char Belcher. Does he actually have enough mana to cast this again? He does.
Oh yeah, because it's a 3-drop. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we just cast it twice. Now I don't think he actually has any lands left, right? My guess is that's all of them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like he's played 6 already. So some people.
Do you really want to show your opponent your entire deck? Yeah, his opponent of course does get to see every card that's revealed. Yeah, he's got a Fog in there, a Haze of Pollen. I see that.
Some people play like there's a Forest. Some people, I think you also play a Stomping Ground. I'm not sure. I think it's just so that Char Belcher doesn't mill. I forget why. I think he plays Stomping Ground. So he might have that in here too. Yeah,
so he does get to order the cards that go to the bottom as well, which is I guess is kind of relevant.
Yeah, sure. Well, are you sure it's not like Cascade doesn't have to shuffle them?
No, you get to choose. You get to put them at the bottom in any order.
Wow, that seems kind of nuts. That seems like the kind of thing where you should be doing that intentionally now as opposed to unintentionally.
So he won the Clash yet again, so that returns to his hand, but of course Lily likely going to make him discard that.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty silly, folks. I'm glad we put this on.
But how would you like? I'm trying to think. So you could try to set it so that a Char Belcher would be atop your deck, right? Like, what happens if you reveal your entire deck with this? You just get to reorder your library,
right?
But then, depending on whether or not you win the Clash, I guess you can always leave the card on top, right? Okay. So yeah, once you're out of lands, I mean, I guess it's basically just like filters your entire deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically unlimited scries, right?
Wow, Tristan let him keep it. And Logan drew the Char Belcher off the top. Okay, well, I mean, he probably put that there, I suppose, but... So this will likely just kill him. Yeah, Tristan's gonna read this here, and he's not gonna be happy what he finds.
Yeah, folks, we were having a lot of fun.
Probably taking upwards of 20 damage from this.
This is very fun. I'm enjoying every second of this. Sakura Tribe, Ancient Stirrings, Lay of the Land, Search for Tomorrow.
19, 20. That does it.
All right.
Quick game. Well, he could have chosen to redirect to Liliana. We don't know.
Yeah, sure. So, cards that Tristan wish he had but doesn't have. Those would be Stony Silence.
Leyline of Sanctity.
Leyline of Sanctity. Leonin Arbiter.
Corsali Pride. Well, Corsali Pride.
Yeah, Ancient Grudge. You definitely bring an Ancient Grudge
for
the Worm Coil and the Char Belcher, but...
Right, because if you can catch the Char Belcher before he has enough mana to activate in the same turn...
Yeah.
Then you can buy yourself a lot of time.
But yeah, I legitimately think this deck is good.
How does it do against control? I feel like you just lose.
Yeah, well the problem is that you have to resolve a Char Belcher.
Right.
That's issue number 1. So I guess control's bad.
Yeah, but I mean, because they just don't care about anything you do unless you're playing a Worm Coil or a Belcher, right?
Yeah,
like
counter magic. I'm trying to think if there's a way that. Oh, I think James was playing. What's that card? That 2-drop. To hedge control magic, counter magic. He was playing that 2-drop card, Eyes of the Wizened. It's a 2-mana enchantment from Lorwyn. It's green, so you can play it out early, get under counter magic. 2 mana. Whenever a player casts, I think, a blue spell on your turn, maybe just a spell, you get a 4/4 elemental token.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you drop one, I think he was playing like 2 of them in the sideboard.
Yeah, you could also play something like a defense grid.
Sure, yeah, defense grid, yeah.
If you wanted to make your opponent spend more mana, although, I mean, that might not actually be great at the point you're trying to resolve Char Belcher. They probably have enough to pay the extra 3.
Sure, yeah.
Because Boseiju only works for...
Yeah, only instants and sorceries,
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier too, but yeah,
right.
it doesn't work.
And you can't... I guess you could play Cavern of Souls to name constructs so you get your Lone Coils
name
now.
construct. Or, you know, name... but we didn't actually see Wall of Roots, did we?
No, I didn't see any creatures.
We saw Sakura Tribe.
Oh, right, Sakura Tribe. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we saw... To me, Wall of Roots is like the best card, so I'm not sure why Logan's not playing it. Could be a card availability issue, but they just reprinted that in Iconic Masters.
Yeah, there's a new art, right? It's just actually Roots.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's new necessarily because I think that art already existed.
Okay,
didn't it?
well, it's not the
from
guy
like a dual deck or something
or whatever.
But
guy sitting down.
Yeah, it's not the guy sitting down.
So that's an iconic art. See, that's what I didn't understand about Iconic Masters.
Yeah,
like, they took a lot of iconic arts and then changed them.
Right.
Like the set was pretty cool. I liked some of the new art. It just seems strange to me to have.
I like that some iconic cards got new art. Like for example, I'm glad that Sarah Ascendant got new art.
Yeah.
Like I liked most of the art direction. What I did not like were a lot of junk rares. That doesn't make sense to me to have junk rares.
Like Hypersonic Dragon.
Right. Like they could have. There were enough good rares that needed reprinting where you shouldn't have to have that many junk rares.
Yeah.
The other thing was I thought the limited format in some ways was cool.
But in some ways it was just red black dragons.
Well, it was sure. The thing is, if you did not draft enough dragons, you could not beat a wall deck. If you're not going over the top with flying, or you're not milling your opponent out with your own wall deck, the walls created a bunch of really awkward stalled board states. A lot of games going to time, a lot of matches going to time that didn't need to. It's just like when you have that many walls, and they also printed Blinding Mage. You know, like. Yeah. There were so many games that just... Like, that's a big thing Wizards is vocal about in limited formats is they generally try to have creatures not have too high of toughness overall in a limited set because it leads to stalled board states.
Right.
They like to have creatures with lower toughness. But this set was like the exact antithesis of that. I mean, there were straight wall decks, and like the wall mirrors were just awful.
Assault Formation was a card in the format too. So
sure, but
you probably wanted some walls for that.
It was an uncommon, right? Like you actually had to have an Assault Formation.
Ooh, we got the turn 1 Chancellors of the Tangle, or the turn 0 Chancellor of the Tangle.
Oh baby.
So what does that do? That gives him a green mana during his first main phase?
Yeah, gives him a green. So he'll probably just use it to cast Lay of the Land or something.
And we're gonna look at his hand here. It seems. Yep, here's the Thoughtseize. So the Chancellor Cycle, one of the strangest cards. There's a full cycle of it in every color. And you literally just reveal the card from your hand, and it gives you some effect at the start of the game. So this one gives you a green mana.
Yeah.
There's a white one that counters the first spell your opponent plays unless they pay 1. There's a black one that just like does 3 damage to your opponent.
3 life, and you gain 3 life.
Okay, yeah, 3 life.
There's actually a Magic format where you can bring any 60 cards you want.
Yeah, and you just bring 60 of those.
Yeah, and you bring 60 Chancellor of the Dross, but the format is built around that. That's what you have to beat to play the format. That's like the starting place. That's like the deck that you have to be able to beat to play, and then the meta is warped around that card. It's pretty interesting.
So Logan gets his green mana and is able to cast a free Utopia Sprawl with that, which now lets him tap the forest for 2 mana to cast first an Ancient Stirrings.
Seems good. Which
he only found Warm Coil.
So that seems fine, but I don't think he's ramping hard enough for that, is he? What's the rest of his hand look like?
He's got another Utopia Sprawl, which I guess he can also put on this forest.
Yeah, it's not like Jun's going to Ghost Quarter.
Right, and then he's got another one of those Clash things, and then of course he has the Chancellor. Really, he just let the green mana filter away. Huh.
From the Chancellor?
No, from the Utopia Sprawl. He must be weary of putting all of his eggs in one forest.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, Jun
all of his sprawls in one forest.
Jun really doesn't play Ghost Quarters. Like I've seen people play one, and then they end up taking it out because it's bad.
They do play Fulminator Mage,
but Fulminator doesn't hit anything in this deck.
Oh, it only hits non-basics?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, if Tristan brought in Fulminator Mage, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate for him. So here we get another look through Logan's deck. Yeah, we got Sakura Tribe Elders. I saw I'm not sure what, some sort of enchantment removal spell, or maybe
where from who?
From Logan's deck. I don't know. There was a card I didn't recognize there. Of course, I don't recognize many of these cards. They're not very popular.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm trying to sleeve up a deck, so I'm not fully attentive. I sincerely apologize. I'm almost done, so don't worry. You don't think it was Nature's Claim?
No, it was definitely. It might have been like a promo Sylvan Scrying. It looked like that, or like a Seal of Primordium. But I don't know why.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, I don't know why.
He does have Nature's Claim in his hand.
I'm not sure why you bring those in. Just if you're worried about. I actually can't think of an enchantment from Jund that you'd be worried about.
Yeah, or an artifact. You don't need your graveyard, right?
No. Maybe you're worried about Pithing Needle, but that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't. Well, I guess Pithing Needle on Char Belcher is one way you could definitely lose.
Yeah, except for you just play out Worm Coil.
Sure.
And Chancellor or Tangle.
Is there something yeah, I don't know what else would really do that.
Maybe he just like
Mind Lock Orb or whatever. You can't search for library.
Sure.
Is that what that card's called?
I don't know. I sort of just laughed because I assumed you knew what you were talking about.
There's like an artifact that like makes it so players can't search libraries. I think it might actually be blue, so I'm not sure if John would be playing it. But I've seen it in the sideboard. It's in the sideboard of some weird.
Is it like a 5-drop or something?
I think it's a 4-drop. It's similar to Witchbane Orb, but not.
Witchbane Orb is great. I actually, Mario, I noticed Mario sent me his Mono Black Eldrazi list the other day in Modern, and he's playing Orbs of Warding instead of Witchbane Orb.
Yeah, that's a conscious choice.
I get that it's conscious. I just got to think that Witchbane Orb is just like better.
Well, in the deck where I have enough mana to cast Orbs of Warding on the same turn, it doesn't really matter.
So the only time you're casting them on the same turn is when you have that Mind Stone out?
Or any 2-mana implement, yeah.
Well, Eldrazi Temple doesn't cast them.
I know, but there's other ways, like making a sign with Warping Whale.
Oh, sure. Okay. That's
right,
fair. That's fair.
And Orbs of Warding makes it so you don't die to the goblins against Storm.
Yeah, against Storm. Sure.
Because I'm sure that's what happens to plenty of players. They get their Witchbane Orb down or whatever, and then they still just die to goblins.
Yeah. Well, or I think more accurately,
it
gets repealed. Yeah. So we're seeing
another
clash battle. Yeah.
The paths have been crossed many a time here.
Yes, indeed.
And Logan wins yet again. When you don't have any lands in your deck, you have a pretty good chance of beating your opponents who does have lands in their deck.
But I think he's won more clashes than he should have at this point.
Statistically, yeah, that might be the case.
All right, folks, I just totally sleeved up my new Legacy deck.
All right, we're going again. Well, we found our other forest. So I think that's all the lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe not.
How many? I thought we learned he had 8.
I think he had 7.
I thought he had 8 because when he flipped that last forest, I thought like the turn before he won. I thought it looked like there was actually another forest right behind it.
Oh, maybe.
So I think he might have 8, but I don't know.
I think Tristan probably needs like a discard spell here, because otherwise Logan's just going to cast Worm Coil next turn. That's pretty bad for him.
Yeah.
He can hard cast the Chancellor of the Tangle, which that at least he can terminate, but no, instead we're just going for some more Kitchen Finks.
So I'm surprised we haven't seen did we see a Thragtusk in that Clash pile?
Not that I picked up.
Thragtusk is another one that Logan can play, and it's also really good against Jund. I mean,
yeah,
it just outvalues a lot of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, the weird thing about Thragtusk is it is so bad against Kitchen Finks.
Yeah, that's true.
One Kitchen Finks kills a Thragtusk, gains you 1 less life, and it costs 2 less mana.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny how that.
Wait, didn't he just? Yeah, he just revealed the forest. All right.
All right.
So we'll see the clash. Now they tie. So what happens? What happens upon tie?
I think the player playing the clash wins ties. I think. Isn't that how it works? Pretty sure it's like tie goes to the runner in baseball.
Oh, maybe, yeah. It does not say in the Oracle description of Clash.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I think it doesn't say on this card because there's too much text as it is. But
okay.
I think regular Clash cards say that ties go to the winner. But I could be making that up. Been watching a lot of baseball recently, so
sure. I don't know. You only win if it's higher. Tie goes to the loser. Okay.
Oh, tie. Okay, tie goes to the base, the first baseman.
I don't know the baseball analogy. But Logan had another recross the paths in hand to begin with, so he was able to cast that.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 Chancellors and a Worm Coil in hand.
So he can just cast those.
Yeah, you can just start casting those. I mean,
Chancellor Wormcoil seems better than Finks. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Of course, Tristan can deal with these better than he could a Char Belcher at this point. But
yes, yeah, Tristan really can't deal with the Char Belcher, especially now that Logan has enough mana to play Char Belcher and activate it immediately. So even if Tristan had like an Ancient Grudge or a Kolaghan's Command, it doesn't matter. He can just activate it right when it comes into play.
There's no way to stop it because you don't get priority until they go to activate. You can't even Crossing Grip it if that was legal.
Yeah, exactly.
It is legal, I guess, but.
Yeah, the only way you can stop it is with like Pithing Needle in this case or something like that.
So here we got a Thragtusk out of Tristan's side.
So that seems kind of weird. Are you trying?
He probably just has too many dead cards or something.
Maybe. Yeah, but you can't fight Wormcoil with Thragtusk.
Well, so interestingly, so Tristan can attack with everything here. He can terminate the Wormcoil before damage goes through, so Logan doesn't gain any life this turn.
That seems fine.
And Logan falls to 8. Not 8, he takes 8, I'm sorry. Which could be enough for Tristan to finish off on the following turn. Let's see if he sees this line.
Oh, I just remembered this has partially to do with my bad memory of what Belcher does in Legacy, but the reason Logan could play a Stomping Ground is if the land you reveal is a mountain with Belcher, it does double damage.
Oh. So yeah, on the off chance that you needed that, yeah.
But I don't think Logan's actually playing one. So, like in the case of Tristan, if Tristan could like get his life total above, like that could be the Thragtusk could be good. Like if you get your life total like to 26, he actually might not be able to kill you with Char Belcher very easily. So
it looks like Tristan's actually opting for the.
Wait, is Tristan playing playing blue mana in this deck?
He opted to just remove the Wormcoil before. That's so annoying. Printing Optin Modern was terrible for commentating.
Yeah,
let me tell you. But yeah, so he just brute forces his way through this Wormcoil. Got one of his things back, got the Beast token off of the Thragtusk.
Yeah, seems fine.
And now, I'm not sure, Logan just has some Chancellors and searches in hand.
And then a bunch of cards that literally don't do anything.
He gained some life there, but I don't think he's going to have enough.
You know what card would have been sweet from Tristan? On turn 4, Slaughter Games, naming Char Belcher.
Ooh, that would have been actually pretty impressive. We do have the new Huntmaster of the Fells coming in, though.
See, I love this new Huntmaster. I just wish it weren't on From the Vault foiling.
Yeah, From the Vault foiling is pretty weird.
Yeah, it's pretty tacky. It's not even. It even looks okay. It just doesn't match anything else. If I could get a whole deck with From the Vault foiling, I might even like it.
Sure.
But it just doesn't match. It feels so out of place. But this card is sweet, beautiful art. I hope they reprint it in like the next Master set with this art.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Because the backside looks dope too.
So Logan, this attack is for 10.
Seems good.
The Chancellor's just going to eat the Beast, and Logan takes 7.
Which puts Logan to 7.
Yeah. So I believe, well, he will have another Chancellor next turn, but I think he will likely be. Yeah, he'll be dead. No, he'll go to 1 next turn if he plays another Chancellor, I guess.
Of course, we can always just flip Huntmaster.
Right, and that will just finish him off.
Yeah.
Because the rest of Logan's hand currently is just a bunch of ways to find lands, which he doesn't need any more of. And one more Chancellor. Might as well play him out.
Sure.
Here's another Chancellor of the Tangle. So a Maelstrom Pulse here from Tristan. That would be
a
clean way to
put
this
very
one away.
dirty.
Yeah, might as well.
They got. I forgot. Yeah, Vigilance. Yep.
And Reach.
Go ahead and get there. So Tarmogoyf from Tristan seems like a nice way to clean up the game here.
Well, he just wins this turn, right? Because he gets in for 6 and then doesn't cast anything. And
pass turn, put up to right. Well, actually, no. Did you do that math already? Is that right?
Yeah, there's three creatures that go unblocked. Each one has 2 power.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. That's why Mario's here for the math. I'm here for the good looks.
Oh, and Logan was actually at 4, not at 7. Okay, that also improves the well. Yeah.
So yeah, all right, scoop him up.
So he's got a fog.
Oh.
Oh no, he's nature's claiming his own Utopia.
Right, to gain 4 life. Interesting.
Maybe that's what you bring him in for?
Yeah, I guess. Does that actually change anything here? Can he?
Well, he did kill the Huntmaster now.
Well, yeah, but he can also swing. I mean, these things live. He can swing for 12. Put Tristan to 2.
Might die from Bob.
Might die from Bob.
Oh my goodness. Well, now he plays the Tarmogoyf, right? So that.
Okay, yeah,
that's fine because the Huntmaster died.
Well, maybe Tristan will reveal a World Spine Worm.
You never know.
You never know.
Do I tell Logan that he should have more life because he didn't get the life from the Scott said it's not something he can miss, but it's kind of
Yeah, looks like we're getting confirmation from our stream runner Justin here that there might be something incorrect about the life totals. We think maybe Logan
missed the life.
Missed 6 life from
3 life because the
three life from a token. Don't think that he can correct it though. I think the game is just beyond that. But
it's progressed too long.
Yeah, Logan.
So that's why our reading was incorrect there for a bit.
Yeah,
but
so
he
Logan
has
may
himself
have
at 5,
3 more
so
life.
we of course can't impact the game in any way unless there's some action that has to be maintained. Wow, and actually Tarmogoyf is big enough to hold up to these Chancellors. It's also a 6/7.
Wow. Goyf, oh baby. Yeah, Goyf and Death Shadow really put some other fatties to shame.
Yeah. Bob reveals his own partner, another Bob. So Tristan does not die. And we'll see if Logan does have another Nature's Claim. So
yeah, and he has another Sprawl, right? Yeah, it's on that forest, so he can actually live. Tristan has to tread carefully here.
Yeah. I mean, he's dead, Tristan, right? Unless Tristan drew Bob, but he's still dead.
Yeah, Tristan loses.
No, because Kitchen Finks comes back. Because he had to block Kitchen Finks.
Right, because of the 3 power. So so comes back. He'll be at 8 life, so he can put Tristan to 2. But now can't. So
see, this is.
Logan will go to 1 though, right? So
I guess he doesn't have to play Bob here, but he probably should. Just a block.
Yeah, you play the Bob to block. Yeah.
Yeah, Kitchen Finks coming back obviously was pretty big there.
So, but the vigilance here means that if Logan top decks 1, 2, no, never mind. So a Chancellor won't do it if he has another Worm Coil, because there's 4 creatures to 3 blockers. What is that? Show us, spike it.
Is it a
Charbelcher?
Greater Good? That would be pretty good.
You know what would be really funny is if Logan top decked a Charbelcher here, but he couldn't play it and activate it because he blew up his Utopia Sprawls.
Oh yeah, well I think he still has 7 lands.
1, 2.
I think those forests below. He may have drawn his Fog though.
Oh sure.
He's got those Haze Pollens.
So the thing is, wait. He died. He revealed Goyf and Chandra and died for 6 damage.
Wait, but he was not at 8.
I guess he wasn't at 8. Yeah, I think he just revealed Chandra and Bob.
And Goyf.
I would, yeah. So he took 6. I think the players. We should probably trust the players' life totals.
Yeah, sure.
Except for I think Logan is down 3 life from. But wow.
Okay.
Well, hey folks, the more you know, the more you Coles.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone actually die to Bob.
Did I mention that we are sponsored by Coles?
We're not sponsored by Coles. Wow, that was really interesting. So I mean, it's unfortunate that the life totals were mixed up there. I mean,
sorry about that,
a lot
folks.
more tense than it actually seemed.
Yeah,
wow.
maybe he shouldn't have cast the other Bob, but he dead anyway then because if he was actually at 6 life, he needed to cast it to block.
Yeah, right. Because Kitchen Finks, right.
Did Tristan have a removal spell in hand? Because if he did, he could have just blown up his own Bob.
I think he just had lands.
Jesus.
Wow, greatness at any cost, and that cost him the
greatness
match.
at any cost. Oh baby, folks, we got some special magic here tonight. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
stay
if
tuned.
Mono Green Belcher, that's really interesting. So
yeah,
Logan almost certainly was going to lose that game, but sometimes your opponent just loses for you.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Wow.
Greatness at any
So
cost.
pretty good showing. I mean, this deck's already 2-0. Maybe we'll see if Logan runs house tonight with Mono Green Belcher. Control is the one matchup I fear for him.
New meta. Yeah, I do think that. I mean, I don't know if he has it, but Eyes of the Wise Scent is really solid.
And we thought it was weird that he brought in the Nature's Claims.
He's 8 steps ahead of us.
Yeah, he was way ahead of us.
Folks, please don't go away. You can only catch spicy stuff like this here at Top Deck. Wow, God, I didn't even think about it, but the Goyf into Chandra That
was
is
the
some
top deck
hella
production.
top deck production.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so that is probably going to do it for round 2. There's about 20 minutes left, so most games are probably finished. So we'll just take a break here for a bit until we're back. We'll be back for round 3, hopefully with some more spicy action. If there's anything you want to see on screen, we'll see if any of the players have it, as we do have a list of all their decks now, so we can try to bring that up. I know somebody requested Merfolk earlier, so we'll see if anybody's on that. But yeah, other than that, stay tuned, guys, and we'll be back in a bit.